I'm back again with another fun-filled segment. Well, it's not fun-filled, but this is Therapist on Wheels, and the topic for today is has been a concern of mine, while driving, and hopefully it doesn't become a reality. But I think Uber in the near future needs to have some sort of manual or video training for the drivers, especially in like emergency situations. And the reason I say this is there are situations that I have thought of that could be very, very dangerous for the rider and for the driver if you are not aware of these things when you're picking up individuals. And I want to go through these are just 3 or 4 that I've come up with my list, and I'm sure there's probably more. But the first one is accident preparedness. What happens if you are in the vehicle with a passenger and you get in an accident? I think that we all know that when we're driving by ourselves in our own vehicles, that we pull over, we call the cops, get a police report, and make sure we call insurance and file with them. But my question is, when you're with a passenger, how does that work? What's the protocol? What does the passenger do? What does the driver do? And then, what information is do you give to Uber in that instance? So that's number 1. And then number 2, I've always thought about if a passenger has active seizures, and they start having a seizure, what is the protocol for the Uber driver? I don't think a lot of Uber drivers actually know that, and a lot of times you will get, and I have gotten passengers who don't drive because they have seizures. Now there's different type of seizures. There's petit mal seizures where you kind of just blank out, and then there's I think it's catatonic, I'm not sure. Seizures where you're violently shaking, and usually it takes you a while to recover. So those are the other things. That's another concern that I don't think they prepare the drivers for, just in case if something like that would happen. Okay. And then I think the third one is not only seizures, kind of closely related to seizures, but if someone is to start choking, what is the procedure? I know probably what the procedure would be to pull over and probably take the passenger out and try to perform the Heimlich maneuver and probably try to get on flat ground, because you couldn't help them, especially if they're sitting in the back or behind you and you see them starting to choke on a piece of gum, food, candy, anything. They could be choking. So that's another thing that I think Uber also needs to provide training on, is if a passenger is also choking, right? Because this is important. And then also, I think the last thing that's very important, this has happened to me, I had to assist a passenger with buckling a baby seat in the back of the car. Now, if you don't have children and if you've never buckled a baby in the back of a car, or, you might not even know. You might put the baby seat in the front seat thinking that that's okay. And actually, that's a violation against the law. The baby's supposed to be facing the opposite direction in the back seat. But do all Uber drivers know that? Do the younger Uber drivers who don't have children know that? How to buckle a kid into, the seat so the kid is safe when you're getting ready to transport them. But Uber does make a point to let you know that you have to take safety animals. But those 4 things, I don't think, not only aren't stressed, but there is no video that I know of, and you can tell me in the comments below, that demonstrates by Uber, which they could just place on YouTube, how to handle those situations. So those are like 4 of my concerns in picking up passengers. Now, if these things were to happen to me, I would probably be able to react in the correct way. But there's a lot of people who might end up panicking, and that could mean, and I hate to be so blunt, but that could mean the difference between life and death of a passenger if the Uber driver knows what to do in these situations. So that's just, I mean, if Uber's watching this, or even if Lyft is watching this, just the thought, because that could be that's huge liabilities that could be coming their way if something like that happens. So that's just something to think about on top of, all the other things I've heard. But, it's just, I still love Uber, and I still love driving for them, and I still love using them. And I'm not going to stop. But these are concerns that I have and have crossed my mind several times as I watch different situations like on YouTube, and I hear when I talk to other Uber drivers, situations that are going on that are of concern. So, well, thank you for tuning in again. This is Therapist on Wheels. Make sure you come back and tune in soon. Okay, thanks.